Hello, this is Sean Flynn, and I want to take a moment and talk about tea, one of my favorite subjects. This is a quick short video about getting children involved with tea because today there are so many choices and opportunities. Remember that, opportunities. That doesn't mean you have to take it. You have the power of choice. Your children will have the power of choice. And as they grow up, they will continue to make decisions. Now, as cells have memory and engrams like that, those patterns that become ingrained over time as we continue to produce behavior after behavior, since it only takes about 3 times in order to form a behavioral entity that becomes a habit per se. 3 to 8 is the standard rule from scientists, but it takes a minimum of about 108 times to break that habit. Anyway, you can get them into something that would be better for them than a lot of the modern drinks, such as colas or other things that are carbonated, filled with a lot of sugar and whatnot. You can get them something into a little bit more naturalistic. You can use herbal teas, decaffeinated teas, even though herbal teas are made from herbs and not the Camellia sinensis plant, which is the actual tea plant. Herbal teas are more properly called tisanes, but the colloquial term that everybody just uses is herbal tea, so I'll just continue to use it in the videos. Anyway, you can take and get children involved by simply substituting colas and other carbonated and sugarated drinks that are so filled with sometimes chemicals that are very damaging to their bodies as they are in a much developmental stage for a good 10 plus years. So get them hooked on tea, or more properly herbal tea in this sense. And you can also, when you have birthday parties, use tea instead of, punch or those powdered drinks that have a lot of chemicals in it, because a lot of times these chemicals are going to take and cause problems down the road. For those of you who don't grasp the concept of what I'm talking about, what I mean is simply that as we go through life and we age, you have to understand that the body is basically a filter and a sponge. Okay, so if you're feeding it with lots of things like chemicals, sometimes those things will cause imbalances, or it could cause other erratic behavior down the road. Now, it's widely known that the modern disease of attention deficit disorder is simply a sugar disease because of kids getting too much sugar in their system, so they get a little hyper. So just take it to heart that you can take and get children hooked on a better choice, something that is easy, isn't full of calories, isn't full of chemicals, isn't full of sweeteners, isn't full of all kinds of artificial things that could be damaging to their body, since items like colas and whatnot are filled with sulfurs and phosphoric acids that take and disintegrate bones and turn their bones into Swiss cheese over time. Get them hooked on tea, herbal tea. Get them hooked on that decaffeinated tea. That would be so helpful for a little boost that they could take and learn to start savoring, since there's so many options out there, especially in the herbal tea line, which is the best for children, from whether it's just one thing such as a chamomile or a peach or a cherry or a blueberry or a raspberry. You can take and, if you wanted to give them a snow cone, you could flavor it with tea and a little bit of syrup or honey or agave syrup, and that would be so novel as opposed to what they might get from something more commercialized. So you can also use it at birthday parties, or next time you have a family gathering. For those of you who have children that might, you could have a special event like a tea party. Little girls often play tea parties. For those of you mothers and daughters could take and have a sacred tea party. Tea becomes kind of a sacred product and liquid that you can learn to enjoy and savor on a daily basis. um, and become a lifetime thing. So you can easily get children uh, down a better path by getting them into tea, herbal teas. There are so many choices. If you use loose leaf tea and you want to have a tea party or a birthday party, you could uh, have children make a little tea bar and put different things in there. And yeah, you could put something in there like little candy sprinkles and whatnot, or a marshmallow, just to get them into the concept. For those of you who are into recycling and that whole green thing, you can take and teach children about reconstituting tea bags and saving and preserving. Uh, so I hope this has been helpful to give you some tips and ideas that you can get children down a better path besides what's out there commercially, from sports drinks to colas to other carbonated drinks and many other things filled with sugars and all kinds of chemicals that can harm their bodies. So anyway, help them start to make a better choice. And that's good tea.